Have you ever paused to think about the ripple effect of a single act of kindness? It's easy to underestimate the impact our actions can have on others, especially when we're caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life. But sometimes, a small gesture can set in motion a chain of events that transforms lives in ways we never imagined. I want to share a story with you, a story that changed my perspective on kindness. It all began on a seemingly ordinary Tuesday morning. I was rushing to catch my train, coffee in hand, barely awake, and certainly not in the mood for any interruptions. As I hurried down the platform, I noticed an elderly man struggling with a heavy suitcase. He was moving slowly, and I could see the worry lines etched on his face. For a moment, I hesitated. I was already cutting it close, and stopping to help might mean missing my train. But something made me pause. I approached the man and offered to help with his luggage. The relief on his face was immediate, and as I lifted the suitcase onto the train, he thanked me profusely. We ended up sitting together, and during that short journey, he shared his story. His name was George, and he was on his way to visit his daughter and meet his newborn grandchild for the first time. He'd been nervous about navigating the busy station alone, fearing he might miss his connection. As we talked, I learned about his life, the joys, the hardships, and the wisdom he'd gained over the years. By the time we reached our destination, I felt like I'd gained a friend. We exchanged contact information, and I thought that might be the end of our brief encounter. Little did I know, this was just the beginning. A few weeks later, I received a call from George. He wanted to thank me again for my help and invite me to dinner with his family. Touched by the gesture, I accepted. That dinner turned out to be a pivotal moment in my life. At George's home, I met his daughter, Sarah, a brilliant environmental scientist working on innovative solutions for climate change. As we talked, she mentioned her team was looking for someone with my exact skill set for a new project. One thing led to another, and before I knew it, I was offered a job that aligned perfectly with my passions and values. This new role not only advanced my career, but also gave me the opportunity to contribute to meaningful work that could potentially impact millions of lives. All because I decided to help an elderly man with his suitcase. But the story doesn't end there. Through my new position, I've had the chance to speak at conferences and share my experiences. I always make sure to include the story of how I got there, the simple act of kindness that set everything in motion. After one such talk, a young woman approached me. With tears in her eyes, she told me how my story had inspired her to reach out to a lonely neighbor she'd been avoiding. That connection blossomed into a beautiful friendship, providing companionship and support for both. As I reflect on these events, I'm struck by the profound truth that kindness is a currency that never depletes. The more we give, the more we receive, often in ways we never anticipated. It's a force that has the power to break down barriers, forge connections, and create opportunities where none seemed to exist before. But here's the thing about kindness. It doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. Often, it's in the quietest moments, the smallest gestures, that its power is most potent. A smile to a stranger, a word of encouragement to a colleague, or a moment of patience with a loved one. These are the seeds of kindness that we can plant every day. I've learned that being kind isn't always easy. It can require us to step out of our comfort zones, to put others before ourselves, and sometimes to make sacrifices. But the rewards, the sense of connection, the joy of making a difference, the unexpected doors that open, far outweigh any temporary discomfort. So, I challenge you to look for opportunities for kindness in your daily life. They're everywhere, waiting to be seized. And remember, you never know how far the ripples of your actions might spread. That person you help today might be the one who changes your life tomorrow. In a world that often seems divided and chaotic, kindness is a revolutionary act. It's a reminder of our shared humanity, a bridge that connects us across our differences. It's a light that can illuminate the darkest corners of our world. As we close, I want to leave you with this thought. Every interaction is an opportunity to spread kindness, to make a connection, to change a life. maybe even your own. So the next time you're faced with the choice to help or to hurry by, remember George and the suitcase. Remember that in that moment, you hold the power to set in motion a chain of events that could transform not just one life, but many. Let kindness be your guide, and watch as it opens doors you never knew existed, creates connections you never expected, and fills your life with a richness that goes far beyond material success. Because in the end, it's not the grand gestures that define us, but the small acts of kindness we choose to perform every day. These are the threads that weave the tapestry of a life well lived, a life that leaves the world a little bit better than we found it. Thank you for being here with me today. If this message touched you, take a moment to reflect on it. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more life-changing insights. Go forth, be kind, and watch as your simple acts change lives